Brad Pitt's method acting fail, the time he made the crew flee the set. Brad Pitt's bean-fueled farts cleared out a film set. Hilarious on-set chaos. Brad Pitt's hilarious method acting fail, the bean incident. Brad Pitt's method acting fail, the time he made the crew flee the set. Imagine trying to fully immerse yourself in a character, only for it to backfire so badly that your crew members literally run away from the set. That's exactly what happened to Brad Pitt during an early attempt at method acting, an experience he now describes as diabolical. But here's where it gets controversial. Sometimes, going all in on a role can have unexpected and hilarious consequences. Recently, Pitt shared this wild story on the New Heights podcast hosted by Travis and Jason Kelce. He reminisced about filming a small, independent movie set in a tiny cafe, packed with about 60 crew members. The atmosphere was stiflingly hot, making it hard to breathe. Pitt, determined to stay true to his character, decided to mimic his role's hunger by eating a hefty plate of beans and bacon, multiple times, in fact. He explained, "My character hadn't eaten for days, and I was all about method acting. I powered through one plate of beans, then another, and then a third. But then, something unexpected happened." Pitt recalls, "Something hit me, and the Kelce brothers couldn't hold back their laughter." Jason, 37, teasingly said, "We all know what hit YA," while Travis, 35, chuckled, "Beans will do it to YA." Brad continued, "I was stuck in a chair, and nature took its course. There was nothing I could do." He described the moment as a kind of diabolical event that caused the entire crew to flee the cafe in chaos. Pitt jokingly added, "That's a confession you've heard first right here. Ever since then, I pace myself." This humorous story highlights how even the most serious actors can have their moments of overcommitment, and sometimes, it leads to hilarious or disastrous results. It also reminds us that method acting, while powerful, can sometimes go awry in the most unexpected ways. Brad Pitt's journey in Hollywood began with small roles in films like Hunk, No Man's Land, Less Than Zero, and No Way Out in 1987. His first leading role came with The Dark Side of the Sun in 1988, but it was his performance alongside Susan Sarandon and Geena Davis in the 1991 classic Thelma and Louise that truly catapulted him to fame. On the podcast, Pitt admitted that he was initially starstruck by co-stars Sarandon, 78, and Davis, 69, during the filming of that beloved movie. However, he quickly got over his nerves. Most recently, Pitt starred as Formula One driver Sonny Hayes in the new film F1, which has been making waves at the box office. He expressed his love for sports movies, saying, "When they work, they are the greatest." He reflected on classics like Gene Hackman's Hoosiers and Robert Redford's The Natural, emphasizing that sports films often serve as powerful metaphors for life itself. He added to the Kelce brothers, "We watch you guys, your fate, how you handle adversity, it's an incredible reflection of life." Currently, F1 is playing in theaters, offering fans a thrilling glimpse into the high-stakes world of racing. So, what do you think? Is method acting worth the risk of hilarious or disastrous mishaps, or should actors stick to more traditional approaches? Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe Pitt's Bean story is just funny, or a cautionary tale about going too far for a role? Brad Pitt's bean-fueled farts cleared out a film set. Hilarious on-set chaos. Imagine this: a Hollywood film set, bustling with crew members, and suddenly, an unexpected and rather pungent guest arrives. No, it's not a surprise cameo, it's the aftermath of Brad Pitt's bean-fueled farts. Yes, you read that right. But here's where it gets controversial. Even the most glamorous stars aren't immune to the laws of biology. During a candid moment on the New Heights podcast, Pitt shared a story that had everyone in stitches, and it all started with a simple plate of beans. Pitt was promoting his racing movie, and while Formula One might be about speed and precision, this tale is about a different kind of zoom zoom, more like toot toot. During one of his earliest film projects, Pitt's character had to chow down on a full plate of beans for a scene. And this is the part most people miss: it wasn't just one take. It was multiple takes, each time Pitt dutifully consuming the beans, committed to his method acting. "We are shooting in this little tiny cafe," Pitt recounted. "It's full of the crew, so there's about 60 people in there. It's hot. You can't breathe. My character hadn't eaten for days, and he gets his big plate of beans and bacon." Pitt, ever the dedicated actor, powered through the beans, take after take. But nature, as they say, has its own schedule. "On 4, I do the same thing," Pitt continued. "Then oh no. Something hit me. And then suddenly the entire crew. The most diabolical something descended on the crew in the whole room, and they fled the cafe." The Kelce brothers, known for their humor, filled their rooms with laughter upon hearing this tale. But was Pitt's confession a mere slip-up, or was it a clever ploy to keep the audience entertained? Pitt has a knack for keeping us on our toes, and this story is no exception. So, what do you think? Is Brad Pitt just like us, or was this a masterful bit of showmanship? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Brad Pitt's hilarious method acting fail, the bean incident. You won't believe the time Brad Pitt's method acting experiment turned into a chaotic disaster involving baked beans, a cramped cafe, and a fleeing film crew. Let's dive into the hilarious mishap that became Hollywood legend /n Brad Pitt, a name now synonymous with effortless cool on screen, once had a humbling encounter with the method acting technique. And it didn't go as planned. During a recent appearance on the New Heights podcast with hosts Jason and Travis Kelce, Pitt recounted a cringeworthy early career moment that still has the power to make even seasoned crew members blush /n. Picture this: a sweltering hot day, a cramped cafe doubling as a movie set, and a young Pitt determined to prove his acting chops. The scene: his character, starved for days, finally gets a plate of beans and bacon, a moment Pitt decided to commit to fully star. "I was like, yeah, I'm going to do this right," he admitted, channeling his inner method actor. Take after take, he devoured the dish with conviction. But here's where it gets controversial. By the 4th round, Mother Nature struck back. "There was nothing I could do. I was stuck in this chair," Pitt confessed, as the Kelce brothers howled in the background. And nature took its course. Then, suddenly, the entire crew snapped star. The most diabolical thing happened. /n. Imagine the scene: a room of 60 people trapped in a stifling space, slowly realizing the air has turned toxic. One by one, they bolted for the door, leaving Pitt mid-take to face the consequences of his dedication. "I got away with that one," he joked, before the full horror hit /n. Ironically, Pitt's career later became littered with food-centric scenes, despite his bewilderment at the trend. "Why is everyone so obsessed with me eating?" he quipped. Yet fans can't get enough. A YouTube compilation titled 15 Minutes of Brad Pitt Eating has racked up 2.7 million views, featuring iconic moments like his butter-churning scene in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood an oyster-eating stunt in at star.n/Nan. This is the part most people miss. Pitt's been fueled fiasco highlights a debate in acting circles. Is extreme method acting genius, or just self-sabotage? While Daniel Day-Lewis famously lived in character for months, Pitt's story serves as a cautionary tale about knowing when to draw the line. Would you risk alienating your entire crew for authenticity? Or is this exactly why stars like Pitt survive in Hollywood, because they can laugh at themselves, *N*, now starring in Apple's blockbuster racing film F1 which roared to a $144 million global opening. Pitt seems to have mastered the art of balancing professionalism and humor. But let's pose the question, was it really necessary to suffer for that 5-minute cafe scene? Drop your thoughts below. Do you side with the method actors? Or does Pitt's debacle prove there's such a thing as too much commitment? *N*, want to hear Pitt's tell-all moment firsthand? Check out his full interview on the New Heights podcast here.